Hey Reefers, welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, but I'm going to try and make up for that today and do spend a few minutes on each of my tanks, give you guys an update on each one, show you what's new, what I've got planned, any changes that have happened, and so just kind of get caught up here. I think I'll start out on the pond and then I'll come back into the 180 gallon display that you see here. And let's go take a look at them. And I hope you stick around to the end because I do have a new project I've been working on that I'm going to give you a little tease of what it is at the end of this video. And I think you'll enjoy it. All right, I'm going to head out to the pond now and then show you what's going on out there. All right, so here we are out at the Goldfish Pond. Really nothing's changed out here. It's doing well. The water hyacinth is starting to turn yellow, meaning it's going to start dying soon. Same with the lily pads. So I'll probably have to get in here and pull them out of there. A little bit behind in the yard work, so you can see that there's some bark from the tree falling into there, but the fish don't seem to mind it. And that's one cool thing over here, which I noticed, which was the first time I've seen these happen. So I finally actually got some cattails. These were miniature cattails or dwarf cattails. And they never actually developed any before, but this year they did, which was kind of cool. Let's see what else. Oh, one thing you'll notice, the frag tank, which I had sitting right here, is no more. I've put an end to that experiment, and the conclusion was it didn't really work very well. I had no way to control the temperature, the salinity, anything, so most of the frags pretty much started dying. I pulled out the ones that were able to be saved, put them back inside. Then a few of them died, but that's kind of what I expected was going to happen anyway. But just another data point in my experiments. So let's get these guys some food. They always love to eat. And yeah, fish are getting big, healthy. They seem to like it out here. All right, that's about it for out here. I'm going to head inside and we'll get back to the saltwater tanks. All right, so we're back inside. This is the 180 gallon mixed reef. And I'm probably just going to blow through these updates. I'm only going to spend a little bit of time on it, just kind of show you some of the highlights because I don't want these videos, or this video, to go on too long because I got a lot to cover. But everything's doing pretty well right now. Have been a few losses. For instance, for some reason I had this purple torch right there that just gone. Don't know what happened to it. It just receded back and disappeared pretty quickly, but don't know why. All the other Euphyllia around it are fine. I don't know, maybe they were fighting. I don't know, but that's gone. It's okay. It gives more room to some of the other stuff. Then I noticed my black molly has vanished. Don't know when or why it disappeared, but it's no longer in here, I don't think. So that was kind of a bummer, but all the other fish are doing fine. So I'll have the clownfish, my tangs. This guy's a bit of the bully, this Eric, the Desjardins tang. But they're kind of getting along now. Corals are doing pretty good. In the last month, this green acro up here has just exploded in growth. I can't really explain why. I mean, the only thing I could possibly explain it is I started using acro power dosed into my tank. And the corals, I think, have really reacted well to it. But all these little spikes at the end of these things all grew within the last month, which is pretty crazy. So I've got a few before and after shots I'll have to post up at some point. And this Montipore is just huge. You can see from underneath, I mean, how much... Here we go. How huge this thing is, and which is awesome, but the downside is it's kind of shading everything else down underneath, so everything under's not doing so well, but everything up top's doing great. So I don't know, maybe I'll have to cut that back a little bit. Over here is just a jumble of stuff, everything kind of grilling into each other. I don't know what I should do, just leave it or try and thin it out. I definitely need to thin out this bird's nest. Keep cutting that back so it doesn't encroach on the acros that are up here. And this, is that Spongodes, whatever it's called. It's getting huge too, and it's starting to shade everything under it. So I'm gonna have to cut that back a bit. And these guys back here, they need some light. And there's still some stuff down in there. But yeah, things doing pretty good right now. I've been on top of my water testing and just making sure everything is staying as stable as it can. And it's really worked out for the better. Then underneath, turn on that light. So I do need to do an updated sump tour, all the equipment, but just quickly, that's everything that's down here. One new item, which I'm going to be hooking up, I've got these leak detectors for my Apex. So I did get the FMM module, which is up there, but I don't have my leak detectors in place yet. And I also want to get one of those flow monitors to put on my return right there. So that's a couple things that are planned in the near future. So any questions on this tank, drop them below and I'll see if I can answer them. But like I said, we've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to switch over to the frag tank now. All right, so we switch over to the frag tank. This is my 20-gallon tank. Had a couple videos posted on this before on how I set that up. It's got a max spec razor light up top, an aqua clear 75 hang on the back filter, which I've got on the side. There is a Smart ATO Micro auto top off on it. I've got a heater down there with an external heater controller. So yeah, it's been doing pretty good for me. I've got actually this, that's hard to see. Hang on a second, let me turn on the light. Okay, so I've actually got a refugium set up in here, or I guess a refugium or a little Cheeto reactor. I mean, this has been working out perfectly. So yeah, the Cheeto just grows crazy in here, and I got this magnetic light that hangs on the side. And yeah, about once a month I have to pull that stuff out of there and split it in half and then let it do its thing again. So I should do a video on how I've set this up, but it's a really good setup. I think if you've got a small tank and you want to do a little DIY Cheeto reactor or refugium, works out perfectly. So anyway, it's just a bit of a struggle with some of these frags. See, most of them are Montipores and stuff that get broken off of the colonies in the main tank, and I put them on frag plugs. I stick them over here because I had nowhere else to put them. And it's a bit of a struggle to keep some SPS in a 20-gallon tank. If you're not really able to dose it or keep the parameters as stable as you want. So I had been using Kalkwasser in the auto top off, and it's been doing a pretty good job. But you'll notice I've now got a dosing pump on here. And this is a Jabo 3 port doser and 3 dosing containers, which I won at the Coral Lust barbecue last week. So this was in the raffle. So guys, this is why you go to those things. I mean, this was awesome. Put my ticket in the cup and they pulled my name out, and yeah, I got this awesome dosing setup. So I'm trying to get this dialed in, and I think this is going to be an awesome addition to this little frag tank right here. And I'm hoping to really be able to keep all these SPS corals in there, keep them happy, and most importantly, get them to start growing at a better pace than they were. So I'm really excited to get this set up, and thanks to the guys over at Coral Lust, it's really going to be a nice addition to this little frag tank. So I think I've got everything that I need in here right now to make this a success. So looking forward to see how it all works out. So all right, let's move on to one of the other tanks. All right, next up we have the 25-gallon reef. And this is a rimless bowfront aquarium, which I set this up, I'm trying to think if it's been a year or 2 years. I think it's been 2 years it's been running. But yeah, this one's in a little bit of a state of neglect. You can see with all this hair algae in there, I've really got to get in there and do a good cleaning in here, pull that out, and figure out what's causing that. But it's holding its own. Haven't really been doing a whole lot with it. I've only got 2 fish in there. There's a purple dotty back, and there's a tail spot blenny, and then there's the cleaner shrimp, and I think that's pretty much it. Maybe a couple hermit crabs and snails. But yeah, what I think I want to do with this one, I mean, I was experimenting, trying to hide some bird's nests and some of that digitod up there. A couple of hammer corals. I'm thinking about maybe taking them out and just going all softies in here and just make it a lot easier to maintain. Although that monopores actually look kind of nice there. But yeah, I might take these out from up top and just put like all sorts of leathers and zoanthids and stuff on there. I'll see how they do. I've got some zoanthids here, those button polyps. Leather's doing fine. Green star polyps everywhere. Probably going to trim them back. But yeah, this is just another little side tank that I've got going. And like I said, it's in a little bit of a state of neglect. So I've got to get in here and just refocus and get this one back in top shape again. So, all right, let's move on to the last tank. Last up, I've got my 10-gallon office tank. And this is just sort of a little project tank. I set this up just because I had a bunch of spare parts laying around and wanted to make this as simple as I possibly could. So this is running with, the minimal amount of equipment. I've just got this old hood. It was incandescent bulbs, and I replaced them with these compact fluorescent bulbs. Recently, one of the bulbs went out. I just had to replace it. And when I did, I realized how dim this bulb was. So these kind of lasted about a year. The one went out, and the other one was only about half as bright as it should have been. So I just put 2 new light bulbs in there, and it's a lot brighter now. And I could already tell the corals were starting to perk up. So I just have some mushrooms in here, some Kenya trees. They do fine. Believe it or not, they're green star polyps, although they're not very green in this tank. So they are in there. Just had some macroalgae. It's kind of getting a little bit out of control. I should probably trim that back. But as far as, equipment, got this AquaClear 70 filter, and there's a heater in here. And I don't even have any filtration media in there or anything. Well, there is some biohome media in there, just those little logs to help with the biological filtration, but there's no media or filter floss or anything in there. It's just use that pump for circulation and to put the heater in there. And that's it. There's no other equipment running on this tank. This lid keeps most of the water in, so I just top it off manually every once in a while. And this has been really easy to take care of, and it's doing the best that it could do given what I've put into it. But I think I've already proven, I could run this thing with minimal equipment, and I'm thinking about doing a little bit more with this. I really want to kind of take this to the next level, I think, and maybe put some higher tech equipment on there and see, what I could achieve with that. So, which brings me to the little surprise that little reveal that I said that I would give at the end. So this is what I've been working on. I am going to try and build my own aquarium controller that I will hook up to this system, test it out, and see how it works. So I don't want to give too much away yet. This is just a little breadboard prototype to see what was possible, and I was encouraged with the results. Writing some software, and yeah, I'm going to build my very own aquarium controller for this, and see what we can do with it. And I've got another version of this downstairs, a little bit more put together. I'll give you a little glimpse of that. But stay tuned. I'm going to have a lot more videos on this coming up soon. So let me show you the other one I've got, and I'll be right back. And this is the second prototype, which is a little bit more of a finished product that I'll be able to hook up and start testing soon. So again, I don't want to give too much away yet, but here's a first look at it. I'm really encouraged with the results so far, and look forward to sharing more about this with you. So that's about it for today, guys. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to know more about my tanks or this aquarium controller, hit that subscribe button because I have a few videos I'm planning on doing on it. And what I'd like to do is kind of walk you through everything that I've done so far and, you know, hopefully inspire somebody else and have somebody else maybe try and replicate what I'm doing or build their own. And maybe we could share some code or some designs and make a little project out of this. So yeah, so I guess I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.